My dear princess, once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a king who had 3 sons, Alex, Alan, and Anthony.
Why is the royal wizard still not here?
I am here, Your Highness.
Ah, thank you for coming on such short notice. Please, have a seat. I am no longer the vigorous man I once used to be, and it is time for me to pass the mantle to one of my sons. But before that, I want them to get married. Tell us the best time for the wedding.
The orbit once glowed, the filaments of swirling colors spinning fast.
I see the season of new beginnings. I see scarlet tulips appear to hug the sky. I see ships of puffed white clouds sail under the blue. I see the winds no longer stealing our warmth. I see the chaotic stems twist in the joy of new life. I see spring, dear king of mine.
That's next month.
Yes, Your Highness. And on the 7th day of the new season shall your sons choose their brides, following the age-old tradition, of course.
Of course. Send invitations to all our allies and kingdoms far and wide.
Yes, my king.
And, at the order of the king, the ministers set out with his men and drove far and wide to all the kingdoms with princesses who have come of age. The kingdoms were more than delighted to receive the invitation. The king broke the news to his sons. But Alex and Alan did not grow up to become very fond of their youngest brother Anthony, for he was the most good-looking of the 3. The kindest, and also the most popular amongst the people. And even the ministers would come asking for his advice when the king wasn't around. This made him the favorite of the 3 princesses to take the throne after the king, and Alex and Alan would not have it. They came up with a plan. A plan to bring their brother down in the eyes of the people of the kingdom.
Ah, I see. Jealousy. A true bond is a bond which is not of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. You seem to not possess any of it for Anthony, and hence there is no bond.
We are not here to listen to your speech. Can you help us or not?
Oh, why, I can. Absolutely. You see, I thrive on these negative energies that people like you bring to me. Now, rest your palms on the orb so that I can extract your negative energies. And in return, I shall do what you come here seeking.
The princes did as asked. And when the witch was satisfied, she asked them to leave, promising them that Anthony will be embarrassed in front of the whole kingdom on the big day. The big day came. And princesses from all over the world attended the event.
Ladies and gentlemen, as per the tradition of the royal family, the 3 princes, Prince Alex, Prince Alan and Prince Anthony will shoot an arrow each towards the direction of the princesses standing over there. Wherever an arrow lands, the person standing in front of it will be chosen as the bride for that prince. That is, of course, with the consent of that princess. Dear princesses, if any of you are here without your will, please step forward.
But no one stepped forward, for they all willingly participated.
Fine. Let it begin. Alex, you go first.
Alex looked at Alan and smiled. Then he picked up his bow and, pointing it towards the sky, released the arrow. The arrow cruised upwards through the air before gravity began to work its magic. Then it hurled towards the ground and landed before the Princess of Ropa. Next up was Alan. His arrow landed in front of the Princess of Tola. And finally, it was Anthony's turn. Unlike his brothers, before taking his shot, he turned towards his father and bowed down. The crowd cheered as Anthony's arrow left his bow, its tail quivering in the air as it gained altitude. But unbeknownst to Anthony, something horrible was about to happen. The witch, who was seated in the crowd, slyly pointed her wand towards the arrow. Its magic worked, and the arrow flew past all the princesses and landed in the woods.
What?
When everyone reached the woods to look for the arrow, they found it with a butterfly sitting at its tip.
Oh my, what is it? Strange. I've never seen that before.
Oh no. Looks like Anthony will have to marry the butterfly.
That's absurd. We will not.
Father, we are known for our tradition. We have to honor it. Your reputation is at stake, and everyone is watching.
The king will still not have it. That's when Anthony stepped forward and said,
Father, I will honor our tradition and will have the butterfly as my companion for the rest of my life. But I will not marry it, for it will be a sin towards the creature.
But, Anthony...
People look up to you, Father. I will not bring shame to you or our kingdom.
Days passed, and Alex and Alan would proudly stroll the streets of the kingdom with their wives. Meanwhile, life changed for Anthony. Everywhere he went, people spoke behind his back and laughed at him secretly. But Anthony never abandoned the butterfly, and wherever he'd go, he'd take the butterfly with him. But as the time passed, Anthony began to feel embarrassed. Prince and princesses of neighboring kingdoms would stay away from him at balls and parties, and none would speak with him. This got to the prince so much that one day he decided to step out for a ball without the butterfly.
Forgive me, but I cannot do this anymore. You can, however, stay here for as long as you want.
When Anthony reached the ball, he was mesmerized to see a beautiful woman. So smitten was he that he immediately walked up to her.
May I have the pleasure?
But the woman said nothing and simply gave her hand. They danced to the beautiful waltz music, and Anthony couldn't believe he was dancing with someone as beautiful as her.
What is your name?
The woman did not speak. Instead, her eyes turned watery, and suddenly she turned around and ran away.
Wait.
When Anthony got home that night, he hardly looked at the butterfly, for his mind could only think of the woman.
Is she a princess? Which kingdom does she belong to? Oh, my heart. I can barely contain myself.
The next evening, Anthony put on his best clothes and went to a ball expecting to see the woman again. Imagine his excitement when he saw her looking more beautiful than the previous night.
My lady, may I have the pleasure? Did I do something wrong yesterday? I couldn't sleep last night thinking about you. Say something, please.
Tears filled her eyes as she looked at him before finally speaking. I am Princess Naisha.
Princess Naisha, I like you and would want to get to know you.
You already have someone in your life.
That was a cruel joke fate played with me, and yet I honored it. But ever since I saw you, I cannot think of anything else.
Go. Leave your companion from where you found her, and I will be yours.
Really?
But the princess did not reply, and at once turned around and ran away. That night, Anthony took the butterfly to the woods to leave it there. But as he knelt down to keep it carefully, a sudden burst of glitters blinded his eyes for a moment. And then, when he opened it, he saw...
Princess Naisha?
I thought you were different, but you too are like them.
I don't understand. You were the butterfly?
It was a test, and you did not come through. And although I do not expect a man to fall in love with a butterfly, I certainly hoped you'd not abandoned it. You changed. Your kind heart changed. You let the society get the better of you. And although I have love for you, we can never be together. And saying that, she turned into the butterfly and went inside the tree from where she had come.
No! Naisha! I am sorry! Please come back!
The prince howled and cried, but it was too late. There he sat under the tree and kept crying, uttering the word forgive repeatedly.
Forgive, forgive, forgive!
For 6 days and nights he sat there crying without food and water, his face becoming pale and lifeless, only murmuring the word.
Forgive, forgive, forgive.
And when it looked like he was going to breathe his last, the trunk of the tree opened and out came the butterfly.
Naisha, you came back!
How could I not? Your love is pure, now I know. But there is something you need to know too, and it is about your brother. Naisha told Anthony everything, and he was shocked and angry.
My own brothers! I will go there at once and...
Anthony, do you love me?
More than myself, Naisha.
Then we will have nothing to do with a society where brothers despise brothers. Will you come with me to my world? There we will live happily ever after.
Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, my dear princess.
Welcome to my world. And so the two lovers started a new journey away from the hatred and jealousy. And as you can tell, they lived happily ever after.